This is a video response to Dragon Ball Jiu-Jitsu and his Staples trip uh, clip. Uh, that's it's pretty crappy the way you got treated there in Staples, and I hope you go all the way up the chain of management there in that organization, and I hope you get the apology that you deserve, because you weren't doing anything wrong. You're basically just being a decent human being and helping people and helping somebody out and giving them good advice. And it's a pretty sad world we live in when you get sanctioned for doing the right thing, and like I said, just being a decent human being. uh, and that kind of leads me into something else that uh, I want to talk about. Maybe it'll generate some discussion. I'm of the opinion that most computer users, and here on YouTube you hear a lot of talk about the average computer user. Uh, but I suspect that most people generally have a lot more computer than what they really need for what they use it for. Like that, for example, that Acer Aspire. I think that's what it is that you were talking about. That machine with a gig of RAM, and I think those have the Atom processors under the hood. Uh, Windows XP, and I think they even sell models also with a version of Linux on them as well. Uh, those that for what that girl needed, that was all the computer that she really needed, and it was small and it was light, and she'd be able to carry it around. And the salesperson there at the Staples was basically trying to sell her a desktop replacement laptop, which you can get into whole arguments about using a laptop to replace a desktop. As a general rule, I'm against that, because just for reasons of being able to upgrade and the expense. You're going to spend a lot more money on a laptop than on a desktop with comparable specs and everything else. But that's sort of off subject. I mean, the truth of the matter is, you don't need, if all you're going to use a computer for is to surf the internet, do the social networking stuff like MySpace, Facebook, write reports, Word documents, whatever, do email back and forth. You don't need a lot of expensive hardware in order to do that. You can easily do that. I mean, you can spend, they sell those Asus netbooks over in Target for like $299. That computer will do all of that. So I guess when people want my advice as to what kind of computer they should buy, the first thing I do is ask them what do they intend to use it for. And if their needs are very basic, then a very basic computer will suffice for them. People with more advanced needs or want to do more with the machine, well then you spend a little bit more money and get something that has a little bit more capability. But I mean, my goodness, when you look at the specs of even a baseline computer nowadays, and I know Moore's law plays into this, but I mean, even a $500 machine right now has, 3 times the computing power that a $1,000 machine had 3 years ago. And even so, you got people You got these salespeople, and I understand. I don't know if they work on commission at Staples or not, but you know, you go to any kind of retail store, and the salespeople are usually they're not really concerned about meeting your needs. They're concerned about pushing the most expensive hardware on you that they can get by with pushing. I and I think that's what this lady that you described in Staples was going through. That's probably why the manager was pissed off at you, because $500 sale versus a $1,300 sale. The manager would probably rather have the $1,300 sale. If nothing else, then it's getting close to the end of the year. He's going to want to move that. He's got to get that. He wants to get that stock off his books, or otherwise the company will pay tax on it. But anyway, uh, that's that's sort of my take on it. Anybody's watching this, if you know someone who's in the market for a computer, or you're in the market for a computer yourself, I'd highly recommend, you know, take a real honest assessment of what your needs really are, and and buy to those needs. Uh, I mean, and this even goes beyond the Mac versus PC thing. If you want a Macintosh, but your needs are basic, Mac Mini is a pretty good machine, and and you can, and it's a pretty good machine that will meet basic needs if you're if you're a if you prefer the Mac platform. So, of course, then over on the PC side of the house, if you're more comfortable with Windows, those little netbooks that you can still get XP on. Yeah, I don't, if like I said, if that will meet your needs, by all means get them. You know. Anyway, well, that's sort of my response, my 2 cents worth. Thanks for watching.